Some people say, I don't know how to, but I don't know how to take video. Well, I heard somebody say something, but you can remove pants for man. But you cannot post your page. You can't post your products. Fine girl.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to another episode on the Nat Oliver Show. I am Nat Oliver, and I believe that today your life will not remain the same. Okay, we always do this before I bring in my guests. I give you a word of motivation. This is a generation where buying an iPhone is a great achievement than buying a Bible. A generation where we have professors and lecturers on social media, but lunatic in physical life. A profession or a generation where we have the likes of youth using their 5% of income to play naira bet, but they will never pay tithe. And it becomes a crime when you come with your tithe and offering illusion. That is the generation we have. But let me tell you this, you cannot become wealthy by begging. There must be a place of giving. Every great man you know today that are rich, that are wealthy, they are givers. All right? So now all I'm trying to say is that you cannot become rich by begging. There is a place of giving. Even the good Bible says that give, it shall be given unto you. Another scripture says, give us never lack. It is more blessed to give than to receive. So this all I'm trying to say is that you must have a place of giving. You must set your priorities right. Because if you do not set your priorities right, problem go there. Me could not speak plenty English. Problem go there. So I want to encourage you out there. Try the best you can to set your priority right. Once again, still on the Nat Oliver Show. We shall go for a short break. When we come back, I will introduce to you my guest for today. Stay tuned. Welcome back on the Nat Oliver Show, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have in the studio today from Port Harcourt to Nigeria, from Nigeria to the world, right here in Port Harcourt City. Those of you watching from the diaspora, she is the #1 influencer when it comes to social media from Port Harcourt to Nigeria to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege and honor to have today on the studio Port Harcourt Picture. Funny enough, I don't even know her full name, so today she's going to be telling us her full name. So let's get to meet her. Hello there.
Hello, good to be on the Nat Oliver Show. My name is Tonya Briggs, Tamu not Tonya Briggs, aka Port Harcourt Jakaban, and I'm live on the Nat Oliver Show.
Port Harcourt Jagaban. Funny enough, I didn't even know you're from Rivers State too.
Oh yes, I am from River State.
Wow, complete package.
But I was born and bred in Lagos.
Oh yeah. Now you see the mixture of the energy. Funny enough, when each time I go to your page, I see how you promote the Port Harcourt brand. Like all the influencers I know in Port Harcourt, believe me, I stand to say, and I stand to be corrected, that this is one lady, one influencer, one person who promotes the Port Harcourt brand. Anything that has to do with Port Harcourt, come to our page or go to our page. You will see the beauty of Port Harcourt from another perspective. And I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was able to meet a client from your page based on the fact that you posted something that is related with me. So, and of course, you know, when somebody do good for you, you go do and good back. So that is one of the reasons why I say, you know what, I'm going to bring this lady to match. And I didn't even know that you're a woman. I thought you're a guy because everything you keep posting them, I mean, the energy, the input you're making out there, it's really commendable. So well done.
Thank you very
Well
much.
done. So how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. So I'll just go briefly tell you how I started the page.
Okay.
So I was born and bred in Lagos. I'm a Lagos girl. But because I'm from River State, I wanted to come and meet my people, learn my language, and get married to a River
Oh,
State
come
man.
on now. Come on now.
But so 8 years ago, after I finished from the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, I was coming back, and luckily for me, my family it was the weekend I had my convocation was the weekend that my brother was wedding. So my convocation was on a Wednesday, and I was wedding, and my brother was wedding on a Saturday. Okay. So instead of me to fly down to River State, my mom said, okay, let's do a convoy from Lagos to Edo State where the wedding was, and then from Edo State we did convoy to River State. And before I wanted to move here, they had warned me in Lagos. They said, Toy, what are you going to do in Port Harcourt? You're a Lagos girl, you have the connections there. But because I knew I wanted to come and meet my people, and when we even checked online, we didn't see any good thing about River State. It was either militancy bumpy. So, anyways, on my way back, we had an accident. We slept off in the car. Whoa. And that's how I tumbled. I was unconscious, and then I woke up in the hospital at UPTH. Wow. Now I was there. Remember, they had warned me not to relocate to River
And that
State.
was your first time
That
to
was
River State.
Yes. They had warned me not to relocate, but I was like, my parents stay, I have to relocate, stubborn head. So I was shy, I couldn't post on my own Instagram page. So while I was there, so while I was there, contrary to what we had seen online about Port Harcourt, I mean, we were given the best treatments in the hospital.
Oh.
Was my first time eating onunu. I mean, in Lagos,
Ah,
sorry,
ah.
Lagosians, Lagos you eat gari and stew or gari and
Alamala.
ewedu. But here, you're eating gari with fisherman soup, you're seeing fish, you're seeing snail, you're seeing ofingo, you're seeing periwinkle, you're seeing ngolo. So I'm like, this place is really good now. So what I used to do was I started snapping the food. So right there, God just gave me the name Port Harcourt in pictures, because I realized that because I realized that we had the best of doctors here. We had MRI scans, we had good people who were treating us. And I'm like, why is these things not being projected about Port Harcourt City
Yeah.
online? And right there and there on the hospital bed with my left hand, because my right hand was in a cast, I opened the page Port Harcourt in pictures to promote Port
Wow.
Harcourt City and projects. And lest I forget, I got the cue from India. I've never been to India, but here's the dirtiest place in the world. But look at how they promote their city through their Bollywood movies. I mean, you see the. I mean, I'm sure if today was a traditional session, you would have just like an Indian man, not even a Calabari man. So that's how it is. You see the way they push their culture via their Bollywood movies, and that's why I want us to learn to push the positive side of where we are. They say everybody sees, but everybody looks, but everybody sees. Make sure when you're looking at something, you're not just in the negative side, you're seeing the positive
I
side.
think there was a time in Nigeria if you come to Nigeria, you think that Nigeria is an India,
Yeah, because
country, because everything about Nigeria is India movie. Then it used to train in the early
yes,
90s now.
For there was a time Bollywood took over from Hollywood
Yeah.
because of the way they project it.
Yes. As a matter of fact, it was even when I came to Port Harcourt and I realized that there is something like Port Harcourt. Because, coming from Delta State to Port Harcourt, this militant mentality, this trade of there's nothing good in the Niger Delta region because of what we see out there or the picture that they give to us. Man, Port Harcourt is like an America in Niger Delta, baby.
I'm telling you, like, we're living chilled lives here in Rivers State. You guys don't even know.
Jesus.
You don't even know.
Have you eaten our native soup here before?
I'm telling you.
You go see snail way long like this. No, this is beautiful. Talking about you as a person in the social media space, I wanted to know, so far so good, based on, because of course you're a very strong influencer in social media space when it comes to Port Harcourt access. Now, I wanted to find out the attribute of social media to the youth. Is it how far? Is it good or bad so far?
So,
Have you
of
seen
course,
them?
everything, there's a good and bad side to everything, but social media plays a major role in a positive light. For instance, with social media has over 1 billion users. I always use the example, if you have a shop at, let's say, Aba Road, only those who drive by Aba Road will see your shop. But social media gives that leverage where you can connect to anybody, anywhere with your product. You can sell your products to almost anybody. So social media has good side, which is you can connect with more than one person and sell your product. It gives you visibility as a user on social media. If you know what you're doing on social media, on your social media platform. For me, for instance, my platform has given me connections with world leaders, with global leaders, and also been involved in policy making. And like I told you earlier, because of my platform, I was given an all expense paid trip to Geneva, Switzerland last year.
Wow.
Because of the things I do. So there are lots of benefits. You can do business on social media. You don't have to pay for a shop or any of your data. You can connect with world leaders via your social media platform. You can also learn. Social media is a very good platform to learn. I mean, most of the things, I was a medical student, but all the things I've learned concerning media has been from social media. You can learn, you can teach, yes. You can also monetize your knowledge. We're in the area where you can even teach what you know. What you know that somebody doesn't know, you can make money from it. So those are the benefits. You can do business, you can read, you can learn, you can also teach, and then you can also connect with people. It's a very good networking
But
platform.
looking at the space now as we speak, it's so obvious that the Lagos has more leverage on the social media than the Port Harcourt and River State and Niger Delta. People that are putting something out there, if you come to the social media space, it look as if Lagos in Nigeria hold the social media space in the diaspora. So in the Port Harcourt youth jurisdiction now, would you say that the Port Harcourt youth are using the social media effectively?
So no, yes, we've not fully harnessed the social media space because just a percentage of us in Rivers State are
Yeah.
social media savvy.
And why is that?
I think we've really not. That's why I try. We've really not had enough training to know the effects. So most of us just go online on Facebook to do the political banter. We don't know that you can make money. There's something called social media money.
Yeah.
Now Lagos, they are aware. Lagos, they do a lot of trainings. Like before, you know, I was telling you about how Lagos, they are trainings on a daily. They are aware. You even see an old mama holding her phone. There was a video I saw of a bus conductor on TikTok live in Lagos.
Wow.
I mean, at the moment, I'm like, how does a conductor know about TikTok? So I think they are aware. And I think we need to be able to push that social media savvy culture, and we should move beyond the political banter. There's a lot to do aside political banter online, which is what is bringing us back in this part of the because all involved with is my party in power, is my party not in power. There's a lot you can do. So I think we need to do more social media campaigns and let people know that this is what you can do. And like what I do, like which is what I do on my platform. I tell people, let me brag about my Port Harcourt vendors. In Lagos, you see somebody with social media following of maybe 100 million, but guess what? They just have a cubicle as their shop at Idumota. But you see my Port Harcourt people, they have shop from GRA Phase 1 to GRA Phase 10. But they don't post online. They don't push their products online. They're okay with working customers. But what I've been able to do is to push. I'm helping people open up social media platform, open a page, post what you are doing. I mean, I'm sure if I ask all of us here, how many of us woke up when I did a get ready with me, showed your audience what you are doing?
I not do. I never would do that thing before, Seth.
So that's what you need to do. You need to put out content. Lagosians, they are strategic, which is what I tell people, that social media is a strategic platform. You don't just grow anyhow.
Yeah.
I know some people say you don't have to post 3 times a day, but you need to post at least once a day, because let me tell you why. Let me back it up. Imagine you have 5,000 followers on social media on your platform.
Yeah.
300 people come online out of your 5,000. Okay, let's out of your 5,000.
Yeah.
1,000 people come online every morning.
Yeah.
3,000 come online in the afternoon, and another 1,000 in the evening.
Yeah.
And you post only once in the morning. That means only 1,000 of your audience who come online in the morning will see that your post. The 3,000 who come that will not see that your post. And don't forget that out of that 1,000 that post every morning, it's not all the 1,000 that will post. Let's say only 200 out of that 1,000 will post. Now don't forget that even when you post, Sabinus is competing with your audience. Your 200 audience will not come and watch your own. They'll go and watch Sabinus instead.
Yeah.
They'll go and watch Pastor Larry instead. They'll go and watch Pastor George instead to get spiritual mantle or Jereze. So you need to make sure you are consistent online, because the social media, an average social media person's span is 0.05 seconds. Immediately they see your content and it's not giving, they swipe through. That is why I encourage consistency online. You need to be deliberate. Like I said, being active on social is a deliberate action. You need to know what you want, and that's why I always tell people, what is your vision? For instance, for me as Port Harcourt vision, my vision is to promote Port Harcourt. So that's what drives me every morning. I wake up looking for content to promote about Port Harcourt City. In the afternoon, I'm thinking about another content. In the evening, I'm thinking about another content. So I think what we need to do, we need to take deliberate action. Also learn how to be active on
Maybe
social
the
media
government
platform.
also need to play some roles in terms
Well,
of awareness
Well, yes.
relating to Lagos.
And that's why I think I'm also happy with this new governors in Rivers State. I think the governor is a bit trying to
Flexible.
He's trying to and then he's trying to have
Accessible.
conversations with the youth. So I think it will also help, unlike before where it's I mean, let me just leave it at that. But I'm happy that this new government is trying to have conversation with you, and I think it will make the youth more aware. So we're not just look at political banter, but we're looking at how we can create solutions, do things. I mean, there are a lot of intelligent people here. I mean, if you look at the tech space in Port Harcourt City, there's a lot of intelligent people. The social media has not been harnessed enough for them to. It's not been open enough for them to push their products, their digital products, their businesses and all. But I think right now we're getting to that stage, and I'm sure in the next 10 years when we have this conversation, we'll see a lot more tech savvy people and more social media savvy people online.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, still on the studio with Port Harcourt in Pictures. Please, let's take a commercial break. We shall be right back. All right, welcome back to the Night Oliver Show right here on the studio with the Port Harcourt in Picture. You know, every day we learn, and I want to say thank you. You've really given me some broad orientation right now, and even me, I don't really post much as big as I am as a brand. I post maybe once in a week. And I guess the reason why sometimes, we lose out on some certain contract. But however, looking at the social media space, Tonya, right?
Yes.
And there was this issue that just came up on talking about social media regulation policy. And looking at the way people bastardize people's personality, brand, and just trying to defy people's efforts on the social media space is really getting out of hand. Recently, we had a saga between Nathan Abassi and some folks. And before that, there was this Tin Tomatoes issue of a lady. And I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? I think the policy regulation might actually be good to an extent, but by the time government comes in now, they're going to turn the thing to another thing. Before you're going to use them against some persons. But I wanted to see your view from that angle.
So the thing is, social media gives you, or rather, even life gives you the opportunity to say what you want to say, to be highly opinionated. But the thing is, most of us have bastardized that. So I think there have been people who have used that platform to say things, to do good things, to fight for causes, to start up campaigns.
Yeah.
But most people now see it as a cruise platform and say what you're not supposed to say. Like I tell people, freedom of speech is allowed, but freedom after speech is not allowed. So now the thing is, government needs to regulate social media, I agree. But like you said, it might now be turned in another way. And that's because most people have decided to just come and banter online. I mean, like, for instance, I tell people, I say, it's not everything you have to say. You see this thing is not good, you don't have to come online and say it. That's why most brands have an email platform and all. For instance, the Nathaniel Bassett thing, I feel like that was really absurd.
Yeah.
It was really absurd. And now you hear people say, I have freedom of speech, I say this. So I think to an extent, maybe social media needs to be regulated. There needs to be policy so that you know that there will be consequences for what you say. And that will make people even think before they put out posts. Like, for instance, for us as Port Picture, we make sure that we read. We're not perfect, but at least we know that we have a 90% success rate, meaning that most of the information we put at least 90% correct. So I think we need to do those policies. So I think it will reduce false stories, it will reduce hate speech from people, it will even reduce people defaming you, and also using your pictures. I know people even take people's pictures and use them as I've seen people who take people's pictures and use their WhatsApp status and then send you, please give me money, please send me money. So I think we need that social media regulation in Nigeria.
There's nothing wrong about that though. But the problem is whereby in Korea, Japan, they have social media regulation.
Even in the US and yes.
Oh, so you could see. But the problem now we have in Nigeria is when by the time we have this regulation policy, you will now see government officials using it to come after some certain persons, and that's what's going to be having problems.
But you know that if they come after, it would also reduce the way people talk. But it also has a bad side, because that means we will now not be able to demand for things from the government. Like, for instance, I've seen where people have started social media campaigns and made our leaders do the right thing. I've seen people go to the airport and video a bad side, and then before we know it, the next week, the next day, it's being repaired and fixed. But that's why we need to look at it in two ways, because it's slowly looking like there's now a bad side to it. And when a bad side of something is more than a good side, we need the regulation. Of course, we know that regulation is going to dim our voices, it's going to reduce it's going to reduce activism. But I think if it will reduce hate speech and like what we've seen in recent time, I think they should go ahead and start they should implement the social media regulation. It would do us a lot of good. We may not be able to accept the change in the next instantly, but trust me, to be for our own good, because I think there's a whole lot more going on in social media space that we can imagine right now.
And I think one of the challenge about this attitude of youths insulting people on social media,
it's becoming people that you cannot even physically face,
you can't even talk to.
Then
one of the challenges is the fact that our youth in this dispensation, we don't read. A lot of youth don't read.
And that is also this monetization, because they've monetized some social media platforms. I know,
trying to create content.
Yeah, so people try to create content and make themselves a nuisance online.
Yeah.
So you see, like I heard that one of the guys who was caught defaming Messi Chinwo, they said it was because he wanted views.
Oh, really?
Because to make people comment, and he wanted views, and that is why we also, do you know what, we social media consumers are also the problem. You see somebody post a good thing, you won't comment, but when somebody posts a bad thing, you go and give the person views, comments, engagement, which is what is encouraging them to keep doing this thing more and more.
And I think the church need to wake up and have what they call church police, because the Sharia, they have police. in the Northeast, there's some
Yes,
things you
yes,
can't do.
yes.
Even in Muslim religions, they have some kind of thing you can't just bring on social media. They will come after you physically, spiritually. The church, in fact, the pastors will need to come together and have church
Create
police
just police.
and start arresting people that will be come after the church and start talking nonsense after the church. What arrant nonsense? It's because we are church, you slap me, we are compound. We are,
Come to
yes,
think,
we are not Jesus. So
come to think of it, one of the people who insults pastors, I read this morning that they also talked about him and he was crying online, and I was
who?
taken aback. Daddy Freeze, very dark mouth. As you know, Daddy Freeze is known for always talking about pastors, either good or bad.
Yeah.
He's been saying a lot, but guess what? During the week, very dark black man went to go and say something about him, and today he has been crying.
Are you
He has been
serious?
crying, saying they should regulate social media. And everybody's like, Baba, you've been talking bad about pastors and setting ring light. Now that they are set ring light for you, you want social media to be regulated. So the thing is, most of the people that even talk trash online, they cannot take half of what they dish out to people.
Wow.
So I think I'll be happy. I want to apply to be a church police, please.
Yes.
I want
No,
to
me, I want
apply.
to be a church army anyway.
You know,
You know,
before.
army
I'm
is
just,
different. Army is
yeah.
police is a kind of polite, approach. I mean, we are
Rugged.
aggressive. We
Rugged.
give you before you give us. But another challenge again we're having with you guys called influencers. When actually they charge money, oh.
No, no,
Ah,
no.
no. After all, you not to buy data. How much is data? 2,000 naira just to post something.
I beg to differ. It's not just to post, because let me tell you
Oh, yeah,
why.
tell me now.
Content creation doesn't just start with posting.
Okay.
It starts with content conceptualization.
Oyibo.
Somebody has to first think about the content.
Okay.
You now have to execute the content. You now have to edit the content before you now post the content and then get people to engage on that content. It's not just to post.
Okay.
So those things are what you're paying. You're paying for the experience, not for the end product, not for the
Okay.
posting. Like for instance, now I've been posting for the past 8 years.
Wow.
Every day for the past 8 years. You're paying for my time. You're paying for my experience. You're paying for the trainings I've gone for.
So I'm paying for the 8 years.
Yes, you're paying. You're paying for that because we've put in, just like a doctor who goes to learn something. The amount of years they've learned, if the doctor doesn't spend that 8 years learning, he can put injection in your mom and put it into the wrong artery.
That's
or the
true.
wrong vein. Sorry,
That's
into the
true.
wrong vein. So that's what you're paying for, because you're paying for the experience of the social media. Because most of us know, I don't know if you know that there are different posting times.
Yeah.
There are times where you get high engagement. There are different postings for different content. For instance, if you're a kid store owner, a kid store owner, you cannot put your kid store, you cannot post about children or your children clothes at between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Ask me why. Because that is the time where if you're a kid store, your target audience are who? Mothers. Mothers are preparing their children for school at that time. Mothers are rushing to school at that time. If you post at that time, they will not see your content. But if you post at 12 noon lunchtime, mothers are ready to have lunch. Then the office is ready to have lunch. They will see your content and purchase your kids' products.
Wow.
That is social media 101.
Continue. I beg, give us a expo.
So you need to know when and how to post content. Early morning, you see some mothers even driving with hair nets to school, going to that. That is not the time to post about kids' clothes. But if you post maybe late at night when they are retiring, it's easier for them to see your content. So that is why you don't just say it is not just to post, because there's something, like I said, it has to do with content conceptualization, content creation, content editing, content posting, and then getting engagement on the content. So there are steps to this thing.
No, I think I need to clap for you for this one.
Let me clap for
Because I
myself
didn't
too.
really see it from that angle. At least based on the way you explain it now. Okay. But some of them are still they charge more, sha. Though. But if now you.
That 2K data no dey last again.
But at least 2K have you carried for 2 weeks now.
No, that's not.
Eh.
10 gig doesn't even last me up to 2 days.
Okay, because of your brand. Okay, I'm just actually looking at it from, I don't really use data much anyway. Apart from checking and all that. But however, it's based on what you just explained now. So, okay, so we have times for posting some certain things.
It's not, you don't just post anyhow.
Okay.
Just like you see, in the Nigerian terrain, your content, you can't even post. People are sleeping from 12 midnight.
Could that be the reason why I'm having 3 likes?
Probably because
for 24 hours.
Then also maybe because you're not so engaged. Do you realize that for us as a platform, we engage, we like nothing less than 1,000 posts every day. It's called social media platform. You need to engage. So, but if you are somebody who just posts maybe on Monday morning, you run away till Saturday evening. You didn't engage with your content, with your followers from Monday to Saturday. When you post, they won't engage with yours. And social media, what they do is that they check your engagement level and push your content up. But for someone like me who does about 1,000 likes every day, there's no at least 500 people will not check back my page and my post.
Yeah.
I'm commenting. It's social media. That's what we don't understand. You need to be social. You need to engage. You need to connect. Greet your neighbors. Hello, neighbor. How are you? Greet them. Like their comments, post. In that way, they engage back on your content. So you need to consistently like, engage. And that is why most people don't. People just say, that's influencers spending hours online. It's just so that their page can be engaged for you to put up your post. So that is just why.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are still in the studio with Port Harcourt in picture. This lady, you get vibrant. No wonder. In fact, for you to be a social media influencer, you must get energy. This energy. Say I go to ask you. Another thing I noticed about influencers.
Yes.
Big influencers. 85% of them are not married. 1, 2, 45% of them are divorced. So I wanted to ask, is it the criteria to be an influencer? When we know.
Okay, before I answer you.
So I'm not going to marry now. I'm not going to rush marry.
Before I answer you, why is marriage the thing you noticed? Did you notice that they have money? Did you notice that they have long life? Did you notice that they have good health? Do you notice that they drive big? Do you notice that they drive big cars? Okay, let me hold it there. So now to answer your question, the thing is, social media influence is like a calling.
Yes.
It's a calling, and then unless you marry the person who understands you, marriage is something that you need to be able to. It's just like entertainers. It's a different whole level, and if you don't marry somebody who understands, how do you explain that? As an influencer, the first thing I do when I wake up after praying is to hold my phone, and my husband needs me to cuddle him. My husband needs me to enter the kitchen and cook for him.
So what are the examples are you going to give the people that are looking up to you? You know, a lot of people look up to you, you know.
Yes, so what I'm saying is, that's why you need to marry somebody who understands you. But unfortunately, the society is laden with a lot of fake people. So they know they met you like this. Okay. But they want to change you. It's just like pastors too. Do you know that all the time that, all the times that a pastor, you go after a pastor preaches from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., pastor will do counseling from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Do you know that to you, you're saying, daddy is available, daddy Gio. But you know, the house is suffering because he's not available for his family. From 9 a.m. to maybe 6 p.m. when he finishes counseling, his family, his children have not seen him. If I one day had a conversation with a pastor and she was like, do I know that some of you are enjoying daddy Gio? I'm at home, I've cooked this food since 2 p.m. He has not come to eat his food. So that is what people don't understand. The influencing is a calling. Social media is a calling. You need to be able to understand. But the problem is that most people just see that outward charade and they don't get to study that person. Then you jump in and then you run out from the relationship with that person. I'm not giving an excuse for us, but the thing is, we've had this thing because most people don't understand us.
And you know, most of the things you guys are posting as well, which are actually encouraging. I'm sorry to say, because I've noticed that so many influencers are posting things that encourages divorce, and I don't really buy the idea. And I know that because of based on where they are coming from.
And I think it's also because those in good marriages too are not coming out and being vocal.
Okay.
So everybody, the good ones are not talking, but the bad ones are out to talk about it. And this is not an excuse for my people, but I think we should learn to push more of the good things, amplify it. Yeah. Let's not suppress the positives. Let's push more of the
because people
positive.
are looking up to you guys.
True.
As a matter of fact, there are people that just wake up and you know what? They have their favorite bloggers and they are on their page steady. I don't want to call the name because of the brand.
That's right.
Of course, you're free, but me, I can't. So, you know, they just, in fact, some of them look up to these guys as their Bible. You know, some people read social media as their Bible.
Even more than most people even consume more information from social media handles than even
the Bible,
the newspapers, and even the newspapers. So most people will get content. So if somebody like a Port Harcourt pictures on Ndakeji post a news, they believe that news more than Punch newspaper. Yeah. And that's why I'm happy that even these news platforms are moving. If you see, like, you can see Punch on social media, you can see Guardian on social media. So I think what I feel is, first of all, we need to do better as influencers. We need to learn to push more. But because of what I said earlier, because of engagement and likes, bad things get more engagement, which is what is encouraging them to post those bad things. Well, if only the good people to bring up and talk about their good sides, I think there'll be more content.
Yeah, and before we start the section, I was asking you, Tony. I said, why is it that bad news get more attention than good news on social media space? Could it be that it's because of you, the influencers, that are promoting the bad news, that's making the bad news have more attention than the good news?
So the thing is, people like to consume bad things. It's actually, it's not even influencers.
It's natural.
It's a natural human nature.
Yeah, people prefer to listen to
Good,
CNN.
bad news flies more than good news, and I don't know why. I think it's because I don't know why we've conditioned our brains to consume more of negative news, which is why I clamor for positivity on my page. I clamor for good news. You don't have to be excited by bad things, and that's why we need to condition ourselves. And that's why I love motivational speakers and pastors. They help us condition our brains to the good side of life. So I think what we can do as influencers and bloggers is, let's try and push more good content. We know that it sells, and I think one of the problems is because they are monetizing. The platform owners are now monetizing views and engagements more, which is making people create more terrible content.
And it was told that very soon the federal government, the Nigeria government, are planning to give access to Nigerians to be able to monetize
Make money.
their
So I
page
think
in June.
that's going to be, it's a good thing, but it's going to be really chaotic, because when you see
I'm telling you,
people doing things for views and for likes.
that's what they're doing now. People are already preparing for the monetization stage, so they are trying to get their page, get busy, at get traffic and all that. So the process of trying to bring in traffic into their pages, has enabled them to do this whole defilement of personalities and all that.
In fact, you will see in Port Harcourt, we'll start seeing ring lights everywhere, on the streets, on everywhere.
Ringy. Hey, and the church really need to get more engagement on the social media space.
Yes,
because that's where the youth are. In fact, everything you want to get to know is already on that space. And
should I bust your bubble? Do you know that social media platforms now are even more of, they are now like the search engines now more than even Google. Most people even search for things on TikTok and Instagram more than even Google. That is why we need to be careful about what people are searching for. Where can I get a bar? On Instagram, on TikTok. In fact, I was talking to one of my friends in Abuja, and then he was telling me about how his Gen Z cousins are using TikTok as a search engine. Meanwhile, in our time, Google was our search engine.
Yeah.
So that's why we need to, and that's why I even need more people to move to social media platforms, because people are now consuming data on those platforms.
Wow, it's like the new oil way now.
Is now, social media is the new oil.
And then another thing again, we have so many fake brands.
A lot. From time immemorial.
Yeah. Now, as influencers, you guys too are also playing a very major role in that advertising product and all that. So, where do you find this? For instance, let me use you as an example now. Do you do your finders concerning a brand, a product before you post? And if you get to find that this brand is fake after you've posted it, what do you do?
Okay, so first of all, I think because of the kind of brand I am, it has also filtered a lot of fake brands.
Okay.
So because of and then there's some brands I don't work with, I don't align with my values. So fact check, which is I guess what you're asking me, fact checking brands is something that we've not fully started doing.
Yeah.
But that is what we're lucky that so far so good. We've had good brands come to us, and that's why I think because of the way we've portrayed ourselves, because of the way we portray ourselves, we don't see, we've not gotten, or rather, we've not gotten fake brands come with us, or illegitimate brands, because our values do not align with some. I don't want to mention some names.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to mention. So let me just keep it at that. But we've not had those brands come to us. But sometimes what we do is, like, now before you reach out to us, we check your page first of all. We give you a rate card. We check your page and search for you online. That's what we do, but we've not really gone into deep fact checking. But now that I stated it, I think we'll now start doing fact check to check for everyone. But because we're in a Port Harcourt space, and I think for us, because we're in a Port Harcourt space, a lot of us are genuine people in Rivers State. So we've not really had fake brands come up to us. And no, but going forward, because we are looking at being a global brand, we're going to start fact checking and seeing that we're going to maybe have a form. Tell us where you are, where you're headquartered, what you do, how long you've been in business. But you know that even fact check may not even, a fake brand is still a fake brand.
Yeah.
We've had brands who have gone with people's money in Nigeria, who have brought up financial products for people to buy and sell, and they've packed up and closed up. Likes of, we know. So I don't want to mention. So I think going forward, I think fact checking is good, but you cannot do a lot of. You cannot. Some people, if someone wants to really be fake, someone wants to really cheat you, there's no amount of fact check that you do that. Because the people that even cheat are actually the well polished brands.
Tell me now, come on now.
The people that actually cheat, that's the same way women. You know, the men that treat us bad the most are the
Handsome guy.
Thank
God, I'm not fine.
At the
See?
but look at his outfit. Look at how he's been crossing his leg and speaking Polish English. So we know. So those are the. But I think going forward, we need to do more. But like you said, there can never be enough fact check and verification. Fake people are not devising means.
Yeah.
There was a day where do you know fake people even have more polished social media pages than even the real ones. I talked to some of my business and I tell them, I said, you don't post every day, but you see this fake person. He has posted every day. He has optimized his Instagram page. How can I come to your page as a Port Harcourt? And I said for clothes in Port Harcourt, I can't see your page. Your page is not optimized. I check for address. I don't see your address. I don't see a phone number. But the fake person has put XYZ clothes and co. He has put his location. He has put a fake number. He has even put a fake address. And he's ready to respond to DM. But here's the business owner, I send you hello, I want to buy this product. You don't reply me until 2 weeks after.
Wow.
But the fake one is available. The fake one is commenting on my page. Good morning, Port Harcourt pictures. Good night, Port Harcourt pictures. Good evening, Port Harcourt pictures. Everything Port Harcourt. But you don't comment on my page. How are you visible?
So you in other words, that's a person you might likely even recommend to.
Yes, recommend. Because the person is active.
Yeah.
Jesse will say active. Are you active? That is why we need, like I said, the good ones need to come out. The ready businesses need to come out. You need to, enough of him. I mean, we're too humble, humility. I
think that's more reason why we should have social media manager.
Let me even bust your bubble. Some people say, I don't know how to, but I don't know how to take video. Well, I heard somebody say something, but you can remove pants for man. But you cannot post your page. You can't post your products. Fine girl.
Oh yeah. So you know that so.
You allow them, fake people, collect your money. Collect money and doing that, you can make the money you can make doing business social media is times 10 of what you do in your physical shop.
Yeah.
You have access to billions of users. I know people who even export goods outside of Port Harcourt, outside of Nigeria.
Through social media.
Through social media.
They don't have an office.
Even for me, I've had clients who are not even in the country use my services, but that's for me. But even for business owners, some people export crayfish from here, export pap from Nigeria to the UK, to the US.
Wow.
That's why you need to be active because the fake people are they are active. They are.
Village, you get make me.
What are you? So why you not doing this?
It will be important now. How would it packaging make me?
You need to first start with your page. You need to optimize your page, and also I think one of the other things also for social media users, optimize your page. Like for me, in Port Harcourt pictures, the first thing you see on my page is my name.
Yeah.
You see who I am. I tell you what I do. I tell you who I'm working for, my brand ambassadors. I tell you what I do. I connect audience to their target audience. I connect people to their target audience. I tell you the brands I'm working with. You can reach me via email. I've given you links where they've posted me online, which is what I want every other business owner to do. Your page will tell me who you are, what you're about, where you're from. If those 3 things I don't see it on your page, I won't be able to patronize you. So let us know who you are. My name is XYZ. What do you do? I sell clothes in Port Harcourt City. Where are you? Where can we find you? Port Harcourt City. Simple as that.
Ladies and gentlemen, and above all, whether you like it or not, the word of God comes first. A lot of us are not really conversant with scriptures because at the end of the day, you realize that you can't actually still go far or further, rather, without the word of God as a child of God. So the word of God should also be your priority, your watchdog in terms of integrity. If you notice, people that don't really have morals, good morals, they don't have a relationship with the word.
Yes.
And, we are in a dispensation where we look as if believers are lazy. But that's not true. We are not lazy. It's just that if you are walking upright with God, even people that walk with God, before God even used them, God met them doing something.
True,
they are busy.
Yes.
They are busy. A lot of believers are lazy when it even comes to the social media. Post something now, problem. And just like what you said, and they are legit too.
And we've forgotten that even in the Bible, it was those with talents that God blessed. When in the story of the talent, God asked, what have you done with the 5 talents I gave you? And he multiplied it. What have you done with the 2 talents? So you have to have something. Some of us pray every day in church. God bless me, but you don't have anything that God will bless. God will not come down and drop blessings. He uses people. That's why you need to have something.
Uma. And that's why I love you. She's a church girl. As we were talking now, a lot of
Cap.
ministration were coming into my mind. What do you
Usher, please
think?
collect offering. Usher, please collect offering.
That's what I'm talking about. We need more of you. I just pray that we're able to talk to one or two of our pastors. We could bring you in and do some of these seminars, and let those people know that what, in that same space where you're looking at the fraudulent act, looking at the HK boys, whatever they call their names, and the negative part of the social media, you could actually still make more impact, more profit from the good part, from the positive side of the social media. And that is where we have the church coming in, and that is where we have the Christian community. We need to empower the Christian community. We need to empower ourselves. This knowledge needs to go to the youth out there in the Christian community that, what, this same space, you can still take advantage of it and you can still do well. You mustn't impersonate people. You mustn't talk bad of people, talk down on people before you get traffic. Like what we are doing now is already generating traffic, and that's because of this idea comes from God.
That's true.
So, Twain, before you go, I know you have a word out there you want to let the people know. Drop the word for them. Give them the advice.
Okay, so nothing stops a man until a man stops himself. I believe that we're capable of doing much more than we can imagine. So keep doing that thing. Continue that thing. Believe in yourself. Trust me, in your journey in life, you have a lot of naysayers. But look for that one person, look for that one positive person, that positive thing, and keep driving. That thing that will drive you, that thing that will push you. Focus on that thing and keep moving. Trust me, it's not going to be easy, but put your eye on the prize and move in that direction. Above the sky is your limit, and in 10 years from now, in 20 years from now, we're going to be celebrating you.
Oh, Father, Lord, let your will be done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This is where we draw the curtain close for today's episode. On behalf of God in This, we want to say thank you for watching. Artful Media, the producer, I want to say thank you so much. And coming from me, Nat Oliver. Well, just in case you want to follow me on my social media handle, Nat Oliver on YouTube, Nat Oliver Facebook, Nat Oliver Instagram. Anywhere you want to see me, just type Nat Oliver. Even in your dream, Nat Oliver. All right. But Tony, I believe you have an handle, right?
Personal, Tony Briggs with underscore. But just follow, if you follow Port Harcourt pictures, you find me.
Already they know. I didn't mention that. Port Harcourt in picture. People already know.
But I was strategic. If you check my Port Harcourt, you see my handle too at Tony Briggs. That's the first thing there.
Okay, so that's a personal page. And guess what? She's single.
I'm not searching.
Anyway, we don't come out of a market. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Till I come your way again next week. God bless you, and so do I.